Okay. Welcome back to Society Scoop, everyone. I'm Kavita, and today's episode is going to be a completely different energy. And I think we're going to have a lot more interesting topic to discuss. And I'm here for it. I'm actually looking forward to be talking to our guests for today. So our guest, what she have shared with me is that she has been entering contests since she was 7 years old. Yes, you heard that right. Since she was 7 years old. I wonder what she was doing. I think I remember when I was 7 years old, I probably would be just be playing outside of the home, and I don't know if there's any contest that I should be winning. I would like to hear more about that. And she's also a part-time Vedic astrologer, and also she's from Malaysia, and she has very strong opinion about life perception and also truth. And I have a feeling that this is going to shift something and the way that I'm seeing things, or maybe most of you who are listening, the way you see things as well. And let's welcome our guest for today, Reshmy. Hi, Reshmy, how are you?
Hi, Kavita. You can hear me clearly?
Yes, I can. All right. So why not introduce to everybody who's listening about yourself? So what do you do professionally, and also walk through this entire story. How did you got into this becoming a contest person?
So by profession, I'm actually a dietitian. Okay, not many Malaysians are actually dietitians out there. You see, from a very young age, I wanted to walk a path that not many trod. Like
Mm.
there's this particular poem I still remember. It's the yellow brick road, if I'm not mistaken. There are two
Yeah.
paths, and you take the
Yes.
less trodden path. So that
Correct.
has always been what I wanted to do in my life.
Mm.
So like I think my SPM, my results overall were pretty good. Like from all of it, I got like straight A's.
Mm.
And I didn't know what to do. And there was one thing that I never wanted to do was to be a doctor. That was
Okay.
like a big no-no. Because I knew the kind of stress there was. I know like if I had a family, I wouldn't be able to cope with it.
Mm.
So then my aunt was a dietitian in Australia and she used to work with a lot of refugees in
Right.
Australia. So
Right.
she used to do all this cooking and healthy living and all that. So in Malaysia, there were very few universities which had this course. So
Mm.
I enrolled in IMU and
Okay.
I did a dietetics course. It's called dietetics with nutrition. It's a
Dietetics.
4-year course.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had like 1.5 years placement in hospitals and community.
Mm.
So, as a dietitian, okay, so dietitian and nutritionist are completely different compared to what people think, right? A
Yeah.
nutritionist is more public based,
Yep.
and a dietitian is more hospital based.
Right. Okay.
So we deal with a lot of like accidents,
Mm.
poisoning cases, emergencies, like
Mm.
tube feeding and all those administration of milks,
Yep.
so that is what dietitian does. But nutritionists cannot do that because they do a 3-year study. We do an extra year study in the
Right.
hospital.
Okay. Okay.
And then if you're asking about contests, right?
Yeah.
It started at a very young age because
Mm.
at 7, I did not have any money. So all my money came from my parents.
Okay.
So I would say the first person who actually put me in the contesting world is my father.
Okay.
So
Mm.
for him, when he was young, he came from not a very well-off family. So
Okay.
by writing in all these contests and publishing it in the newspaper, when it
Mm.
used to get published, he used to get 5 ringgit. That was that time, I
Oh,
think about 50 years
yeah.
back.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So he used to do that, and maybe like every few months he would get like a pocket money of 5 ringgit. And at that time, 5 ringgit I think is like 50 ringgit. It's like our money 50 ringgit now.
Yep. Yep.
So he was the one who instilled in me on writing contests, writing
Mm.
for contests. So
Okay.
there used to be NST, I think it was NST or the Star, one of the newspapers. You
Yes.
can actually send in your submission every week. I think it was a weekly
Weekly
column
submission.
where
Okay.
kids could write on the particular topic that was suggested. They would put up a theme week or every month, and then you are
Yep.
supposed to write on that theme. Yeah. And then but there was particular formats that you had to follow. I still
Yeah.
remember. it has to be written on an A4 paper with a
Okay.
black ink pen. And then you had to submit, you have to send it via snail mail to
Okay.
a particular address.
Address.
Because
Okay. All
emails at
right.
that, during when I was 7 years old, that was like 20 over years back,
Yeah.
emails was not really there.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And then I have a lot of publications, like which
Okay.
a lot of my articles have been published.
Hmm.
And my dad used to actually cut out and keep the newspaper
Wow.
articles. Till now, he still keeps
Okay.
it.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So through there, I would say
Yeah.
I didn't really get any money or anything. It was just for the name, the name of it that you got an article published.
Published in the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But through there, I don't know whether you remember there was this Kuntom magazine,
Correct. I remember
K-Zone.
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom started buying that for us.
Mm.
And then
Mm.
so I used to like cut out
Yeah.
like I'll write the answers, and then
Yeah.
I will ask my mom to buy like a few envelopes, and I
Uh-huh.
will slowly write the address, make sure that it's straight line. When
Straight.
you're younger,
Yes.
our writing somehow used to go like sing it.
Correct. Correct.
So I used to write or the address, buy a stamp, and
Uh-huh.
send. Like I would send maybe every month 10
Mm-hmm.
contests.
Wow.
And somehow, right, I never knew when the results were out.
Okay.
They never used to inform me. And sometimes, like 3, 4 months later, I will suddenly see in the magazine that I won.
You won.
And then
Okay.
the gift would come like 2, 3 months later.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so you never knew when you would win. So when you would win, it's a surprise because the
Yep.
gift would suddenly appear at your doorstep.
Yep. Yep. True. True. If you don't check that, you never know until you receive it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was no way to check also because it's
Right.
like it doesn't always appear when you win.
Yes. True. I think it's like a delayed publication sometimes as well.
Yeah, true,
Mm. Mm.
true. Then I there was this K Zone magazine also. I don't think
How?
so it exists now anymore.
Now no more. A lot
And
of
Kuntum also
magazines
I think
gone.
is not around
No more.
anymore.
Kuntum also
Yeah.
no more. Yeah, you're right.
So this K Zone magazine I remembered when they launched, right? They had like
Yeah.
a huge event in Sunway Lagoon.
Okay.
And me and my brother were selected. I was
Right.
13 at that time, I remember. So it was super grand, like free entrance into Sunway Lagoon to
Right.
join their event. And I won like Legos and bags of gifts from them on their
Mm. Mm.
launching. So I still remember that somehow very well because the next day I had an exam, geography exam. But for the sake of your passion for
Yeah.
contests,
Yeah.
I went for it. So over the years, right, somehow
Mm.
a snail mail became email.
Okay.
Yeah. So and it made things easier. So like when you would see a pop-up on then Facebook started appearing. There were contests in Facebooks.
Yeah.
So you just need to write the answer in the comments
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then people would those organizers would actually message you when you win and ask you for your details.
Yep.
And they would put a publication and tag you like, hi, you won, and they'll tag your name.
Yeah.
So over time, of course when you win it's a surprise, but the gifts
Yes.
don't surprisingly appear at your doorstep. You won and you will eventually come.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how it has evolved lah. Nowadays it's a lot on social media.
Yep.
I play contests on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes on TikTok, not that often,
Okay.
and a bit on Threads.
Okay. Wow. So I must say that, do you find that you have been lucky all these years, or it's just like surely out of because of your enthusiasm and you're really into it, or maybe you really have a talent when you publish all these articles, or you are just, you have this certain intellect for you to just getting the answers right, or giving the answers where the judges would pick you as a winner.
Actually, I would say when you write long enough, you know what people like to hear.
What?
Like, people like to hear about emotions, about your
Yes.
feelings, about
Yes.
funny, humorous stories.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to write like a substantial amount. Like, for
Mm.
example, if somebody asks you, why do you want to win this Pilates class? So
Okay.
you cannot reply, oh, I want to win Pilates class because I have not tried it. You should write in such a way where, I've heard so much about Pilates, how
Hmm.
invigorating it is,
Hmm.
how I've always wanted to try it, but the nearest class is like 20 kilometers away and I don't have a
Hmm.
transport, or you have to write something which touches people's heart and say, okay, maybe I should give this girl a chance.
Yes, yes. Actually, to those who are listening, this is actually a really good tip. And also the same also applicable for those who are applying scholarship as well. You have to have like a heartfelt story to it so that people would be moved by it and they'll be like, oh, okay, so there are people like this and they are truly deserving people to get this. Yeah,
True.
go ahead. So what
You
is
know,
the recent contest that you participated?
what was the recent one? I can't remember. I think it was yesterday.
Oh my God.
Uh, Let me think. I think it was some. Yeah, I can't recall. It was some sauce, ajido sauce, I think.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, it's a daily habit. So I look forward to like slogan writing. I want a trip to
Right.
Japan because of my
Wow.
passion for slogan writing.
Wow. 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 So what was the slogan about? What was the winning slogan?
It's actually the Apuranga Tour company. It
Okay.
was this was before COVID.
Okay.
Surprisingly, I won the contest January 2020. I went
Okay.
in February 2020, right before the lockdown. And then after that, 4 years I didn't travel anywhere. So I was lucky to win.
That was so lucky. You you managed to go out, travel to Japan and come back before the lockdown. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. How many days was that trip?
For 7 days.
Hmm. Was it only you or how many winners were there?
Only me.
Oh wow. Wow, Reshmi, that is fun. Could you bring another person to go for
I
it's
actually
like a
brought my parents, so
okay.
they gave them like a discounted ticket price. Like mine was
Okay.
fully covered, but
Yeah,
theirs was discounted.
discounted. Oh my God, that's really nice. So how did your parents feel? Like
Oh, they
I'm sure
like it. But they
yeah,
have actually been to Japan before. They went to Osaka, but this one that I won was to Tokyo.
Tokyo. Okay, nice. Wow, look at that. This is really fun and also people who some people they don't like trying contests because they feel like nobody's gonna choose me, they just stop there, but look at you, you have been joining contests and you've won a trip other than Japan trip. Have gotten any prizes that's much more interesting or what?
I've gotten Swarovski stuff, Pandora
Mm,
stuff.
mm,
Uh, I've gotten there's this one gift which I still remember till now.
yeah,
For my research, my master's research was actually in
yeah,
a PPR.
okay,
Yeah, so I met a lot of people in the PPR, and
yeah,
somehow THR Raga, I think it's
yeah.
Raga, the
The
radio,
the
right? Radio
Tamil radio
TV,
station.
Tamil radio.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they collaborated with MCIS, and then they
Okay.
asked it was a contest post lah. They say if we were to give you 5,000 ringgit, what
Hmm.
would you do with that money? And that it has
Mm.
to be a gift for somebody else. It cannot be for
Okay.
yourself.
Okay.
So people will say, give me the 5,000 ringgit, I'll go for a
Correct.
holiday. But this
Correct.
was, you have to nominate someone else because apparently it's a part of their
Okay.
CSR. They want you to
Okay.
determine their CSR.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I saw a few of them, like one of them actually threw a 80th birthday party for her grandma, one of the winners. I
Okay.
think there were three or five winners, but I still remember
Correct.
one.
Hmm.
Then because I was in the PPR a lot, right? And
Yeah.
I realized a lot of these PPR people, they don't change their toothbrush often. They use
Right.
old towels until the towel also the house, like it's
Yes.
worn out.
Yeah.
Um, so I decided that okay, if I were to win,
Yeah.
I wrote them I would like to give 20 families like
Hmm.
a goodie bag,
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
1 week of ration.
Okay.
So I actually won, and THR Raga organized everything. Like I didn't need to do anything.
Oh, wow. Okay. So they contacted you and then they asked what was this list about and then they wanted to know where exactly were they
Yeah.
asking for the family details?
No, actually, what I told the Rukun Tetangga of that
Mm,
PPR is a PPR
yeah.
in Sentul.
Okay.
I told her, please pick X number of families, like Malay,
Mm,
Chinese, Indian, to
mm,
get this goodie bag.
okay.
So
Right.
she got the names listed for
Yep.
me.
Mm-hmm.
And then THR Raga asked me, what do you want to include in each goodie bag?
Right.
So I
Okay.
think it was two IKEA bags, two,
Yes.
yeah, bags of that. And so I mentioned things like rice, oil, those basic necessities, and
Mm-hmm.
also things like toothbrushes, soap,
Hmm.
towels, all that
Yeah.
that basic necessities that we don't
Yeah.
we need, but we don't really put much thought into.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
So they gave 20 or 30, 20 bags, I think, to each
Hmm.
of the PPR, like
Hmm.
whoever whose family was nominated.
Wow. Okay. Did they send you like a picture of it when once they have done? Did they give you like a proof of it or what they did?
Because I was there, they invited me as
Oh,
well. I was
right,
the one
right,
who was
right.
supposed to give the goodie bags to each of the
Okay, family.
participant.
Ha ha ha. That was nice. Wow, this is I would say this is the most heartwarming prize that you have won and you've actually contributed back to the society. Wow. And how come were you very observant of these PPR communities? You've done
Because I
studies.
spent like 3 months there. My
Mm.
research was on muscle wasting among elderly.
Right, right,
So
right, right.
the PPR I was at Sentul,
Yeah.
most people who stay there are elderly, 60 and above.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So there was this one Chinese lady. Actually, I did this whole thing was for
Hmm.
this one Chinese lady because she
Hmm.
touched me in a way. She
Hmm.
was 82 years old, and
Hmm.
during my research, I wanted able-bodied elderly.
Okay.
Because we wanted to see like able-bodied elderly, how far they can walk, what is their strength, what is their
Yeah.
energy, So, and she was with a walker.
Hmm.
So she came to my parents used to help because I didn't have enough manpower. So my parents used to wake up with me at 7 o'clock, and all of us used to sit at the PPR there trying
PPR
to
there.
find participants to join.
Okay. Okay.
So this Chinese lady with the walker, she came
Yeah.
to my dad and she said, I want to join because after
Okay.
participant completes their questionnaire, we give them like a Swiss roll, packet of Swiss roll.
You okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Just like a
So
token because
yes,
participating. Yeah.
because we can't give money. In
Mm.
university, right, they avoid giving money
Money.
directly. It's a form of
Correct.
bribery.
Correct. Correct.
So I used to buy like packets of Swiss roll, and she can see, because I keep it in a bag, underneath the research table. So she
Okay.
told my dad, I want to participate. And my dad say, you are not the
Mm.
particular type of
The
person
target
we
group.
are
Yeah.
looking out for. We're
Yeah.
looking for younger. So
Mm-hmm.
actually 80 years old is also acceptable, but we just, to send her away in a nice way, we just told her that, it's for younger.
Younger. Yeah.
Then she keeps coming back, you
Huh.
know. So my dad told me like just layan her lah. I think she's
Mm.
eyeing the Swiss roll.
Okay.
So, and we had a
That's
lot
good.
because it's very normal to have outliers in research.
Correct.
Like those who
Correct.
don't meet the qualification, it's very
Yeah.
normal to reject it, but we still have to give them something, right?
Yeah.
So I told my dad, okay lah, you can interview her, but don't
Okay.
so detail lah,
Yeah.
because we know that she's going to be rejected. So
Yeah.
just entertain her. And then through it, right, through the interview, she started telling my dad that actually her
Hmm.
son is a taxi driver, and
Mm-hmm.
he only gives her 100 ringgit a month. And
Right.
this was like 2019, only 100 ringgit a month. And she has
Okay.
to work out the 100 ringgit throughout 30 days.
Oh wow.
So the neighbors were very kind, all her neighbors. Like
Yeah.
the next door neighbor, whenever they cook anything for dinner or they got extra food, they'll come and give her. The
Right.
upstairs
Right.
neighbor, if got any kanduri, they will
Yeah.
take extra food and give her. So
Right.
everyone was helping her to survive.
Okay. Okay.
So when I had this opportunity, the
Hmm.
first person I thought for, when I won this Raga FCIS thing, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
first person I thought was her.
Right.
So I told the PPR punya rukun tetangga, I say
Hmm.
this lady has to be in the list. The other 19 people, you're fine.
Okay.
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 So they were like, yeah, 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 we'll put her in the list. She's in the hospital now. But then when she
Hmm.
comes out, she will be in the list lah. But
Hmm.
apparently, right, when I went on that day, I
Yeah.
asked them, mana auntie tu? And they
Yeah.
were, oh, she passed away already.
Oh.
So, I still remember her. Her memory is very clear in my mind.
Hmm. That must be a very vivid memory, isn't it? Because her story has somewhat give you an impact, and then you remembered her, and then you thought of, oh, I'm doing this, and I want her to be included, but unfortunately, she wasn't around to receive it. But I'm sure that she somewhat has seen, or maybe she have, if her energy was still lingering around that PPR, maybe she have sensed it in some form,
Mm,
isn't it? Yeah,
mm.
that was very nice of you, Rashmi. Now, so other than this content, you've also said that you are into this astrology as well. So how did that come about? Tell me more on that.
I actually picked it up, I would say, I'm not a professional astrologer. I would just say I'm a novice astrologer,
Okay.
somebody who's interested in
Mm-hmm.
how are the workings of these ancient signs.
Right. Right.
Yeah, because Indians, right,
Hmm.
we have a lot of, we do everything based on the moon position, the sun
Correct.
position,
Sun
all
position.
these planet positions. And
Yeah.
I always had this question, if
Huh.
the energy of the sun reaches us, I'm sure the
Yeah.
energy of other planets reaches as well.
Yeah. True.
So it got me thinking, like, I'm sure there is some effect of these planets on our lives.
Hmm.
Otherwise, such a science would not have survived thousands of years.
That's true. That's a good perspective to it. All right. Tell me more.
So I picked it up. I think this was maybe when I was 3 years back. Okay, I would say
Mm.
3 years back. There was this insane urge in me that
Hmm.
I have to open a YouTube video and search in that YouTube there that
Yeah.
basics of Vedic astrology.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I actually did that, and I spent like one whole day
Huh.
uh, actually watching videos of Vedic astrology, and I was
Hmm.
like, what is this? How am I supposed to remember? Because there are 12 houses in Vedic astrology. So I'm like, how am
Mm.
I supposed to remember like house one, house two, house three, and all that? No.
Yeah.
So, but it is weird that I persisted with something like this. Like
Okay.
I couldn't let it go. So I was
Okay.
like, okay, I'm going to learn this and see like whether this thing makes sense or not. So somehow,
Okay.
right, after doing it for like a month or two, you roughly know like the function of the houses and
Hmm.
you know how things work. But I still didn't know how to read charts. So
Okay.
it is still work in progress. Like sometimes
Hmm.
it would just come to me. I will look at the chart and I'll be like, this is not right. But then
Hmm.
I don't know how I know it.
Right. Right.
Yeah. I went to one of my mom's friend's son's wedding
Hmm.
and I looked at I looked at his bride. Okay.
Hmm.
But this is something about karma as well. Okay.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
the boy's mom was very finicky about getting a wife for her son. Okay.
Okay.
The son
Okay.
was a very good looking boy. I would say he looks like a matsale. Okay.
Hmm.
And
Like a
she
white guy.
went
Huh.
all around, like
Huh.
town, other states, and all that, trying to find a model looking wife for her son.
Fun son. Okay. Okay.
And like she would tell people's daughters, like, oh, you are fat, you're short, you're this, you're that, the perfect women in this world. But she went all around looking for it.
Okay. Got it.
So lastly, suddenly at
Hmm.
42,
Hmm.
okay, her 41, 40, around 40s lah, her son brought a girl and
Hmm.
she's definitely nothing like a model lah,
Okay.
okay, nothing far from that. So,
Right.
and like when you have got big dreams for your son and then your son
Yeah.
marries a non-model looking like, so she was like, okay lah, never mind lah, finally he's getting married, you know.
Okay. Okay.
But when I went for their wedding, I looked at the
Yeah.
girl and I
Yeah.
was like, this girl is a manglik. How can he marry her? Okay.
Right.
So,
Right.
Kavita, this manglik
Yeah.
concept thing, right? I think it
Mm.
is very heavily abused in
Mm.
astrology. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the planet Mars is in certain positions, right,
Yep. Yep.
doesn't make somebody a manglik. It's
Mm.
more than that. You know,
Mm.
there is
Mm.
a lot of particular positioning, and not
Mm.
many people are manglik. I would say, right, out of maybe 1,000 people out there, one or
Mm.
two people only are manglik.
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah. And
Okay.
not everyone gets a divorce. Yeah, even though they are
Right.
Manglik, right? Not everyone gets a divorce. Some people just have very fractioned marriages.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So
Hmm.
the marriage didn't last. It lasted for like 1 or 2 years and they eventually parted ways.
Right. So you actually, when you attended the wedding, you just see them in person.
Yes,
So
yes.
then you have this thought. You somewhat do you call that face reading, part of face reading?
Yeah, it's part of face reading.
Interesting. So did you share this opinion to your mom at the point of time
Yeah.
when you attended
I
the
told
wedding?
my mom
What did
when I
your
came
mom
back.
say?
Told my mom this is a bit of a difficulty. Yeah. And my mom was like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, that's it." And then it didn't take that long for the divorce to happen.
Right, right. Wow, look at this. And you've discovered this part just 3 years ago.
I know the face reading I've been able to do from a very young age.
Then you must have some sort of ability here. You did
It
anyone
runs in
like
my
from
family.
you? Ah,
Yeah, it
okay.
runs from my maternal side of the family.
Okay, that says it all. So,
But I
do
don't
you,
materialize it. I don't make money out of it.
all
Uh,
right.
will
You
not,
say
if
it as a
somebody asks
gift.
me to just simply read it, I will never do it.
Do that.
It's you abuse, should never ever abuse the gifts you have or make money out of it. It's actually a
Right,
disrespect for
right.
what you have uh what you have in you.
I like this perspective because many people, they when they have the ability, they turn it into a business. Okay, so many people do that, and I like you bringing this perspective. You see it as a gift and you appreciate it. So from your maternal side, and talking about maternal side, I've also come across this recent article about how the genetics are carried forward through the female and how genetic, they often say, or when it comes to the Indian, they often very caring about taking care of their male sons, right? The sons, because they believe that the sons are the one who would be carrying the entire family, this genetic wise. So when it comes to the family name, the male, the one will be carrying it. But scientifically, it has been proven that females are the one where they'll be carrying the genetic for the longest of times. So if you trace a male's genetic, they can get a clear trace up until the great grandparent or maybe just slightly above that. But for female, even before we were born, we were already in the ovary, in the ovum, in the eggs of our great 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 grandparents even before then. So we have been there through all that lineage. So we are the one who've been carrying all this DNA, this genetic. So that says a lot that it came from your maternal side. So does your mom has this ability as well?
My mom's very intuitive. Yeah, she's sort of
Ah.
like she feels things. Yeah,
Hmm.
I see things.
Okay, okay. That is amazing. And do you once you realize that you have this ability and you have this gift, how have you been using it to help people, or to what decision did you, or to what peace did you come with yourself to make use of this ability? What did you do?
Kavita, I don't help people with it because karmas are karmas. You should never
Mm,
ever disrupt any part of
right,
karma that's happening in the
right.
world out there. Unless somebody
Mm,
asks me things like, hey, like this person I'm going to marry, how is it? Then I
mm,
might tell. But if you have to marry someone, like you see, I don't know you. If I tell you don't marry that person, you will never
yeah,
buy because I don't know you, I don't know that person. So
correct, correct.
people will not listen to you. And
Mm,
secondly, I will never interfere in anyone's path.
mm,
Like
understand.
what is meant to be will be.
Yes, correct.
So you
Hmm.
should never disturb the workings of karma.
Right.
Like, yeah, a lot of us think that we are in control, but actually we don't have any control.
Oh,
Everything
right.
that's happening right
Unfortunately.
now,
Yeah.
everything that's happening right now has to happen
Mm,
and
mm.
will happen. So, like, I give you an example, right? Donald Trump is one
Yeah.
of it. If you
Yeah.
see, right, he has people have tried murdering him so many times, assassination. I think
Correct.
last year itself there were two attempted murders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you see, he has not died. So
Hmm.
what, what is his role? What is he supposed to do that is supposed to bring change in the world? People
Hmm.
are seeing the war, but maybe the lesson behind it is how much countries are depending on oil. Maybe he has shown the world, like, you all are so dependent on oil from the Middle East, you know.
Hmm.
And he's also showing the Middle East that, y'all for the past maybe 100 years, only 50% of your population are functioning, which is the male.
Hmm.
The other
Hmm.
50% have been sitting at home, and y'all have not appreciated your woman.
Hmm. Hmm.
This could be how the workings of the world are. I would say certain parts of Middle East like Bahrain, Kuwait, and all that, I think they're quite advanced, they're modern.
Yes.
But I
Yes.
also used to have a Yemeni friend in my uni, my master's. I used to have a girl from Yemen who came,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and a lot of ladies are not married. I mean, a lot of ladies there, if they're married, they are married into like abusive kind of marriages. And
Right.
if they are not, they are just some of them like who are educated, like the Yemeni girl I know. She's
Yeah.
not married. She's 38, but she's not married.
Right. 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 Okay. So now to the point, like whatever that's happening right now is meant to happen for
Yes,
something greater that's about to
future.
come, or it
Yes.
could be something to destroy, because when something destroys, something new would come. So something has to happen for another thing to happen. So
Actually,
like
the world runs on natural selection. So
hmm.
anything that does not serve the society's needs will be eliminated. So any ideologies like does not serve the growing of a society or the
Yeah.
advancement of the society,
Yeah.
that will eventually be eliminated. So you talk about blacks, the blacks were oppressed,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
So if you see now, a lot of them are actually coming up, like
Yep.
Nelson Mandela. Obama was a black, but he showed that he could
Yes.
become the president of America.
Correct.
So any ideology that does not serve the growing of a society or the
Hmm.
nature or the environment will
Hmm.
eventually be eliminated through
Hmm.
natural selection or through wars or through propaganda,
Hmm.
not in the most righteous way,
Yeah.
like one, but that is how it works.
Right. Right. And let's say many people are suffering because of this. And do you also believe that it is also fated that they have to go through the struggle?
I think, right, for these people,
Hmm.
this path will be a platform for them to rise. Take the Jews.
Hmm. Hmm.
70 years ago, they were actually being in the poisonous showers. I think they were made to go into the gas chambers,
Guest chambers. Yeah. Yeah.
and a lot of them died. And
Yeah.
7 years later, they are running the world.
Yes.
So how has that changed so drastically?
Hmm.
Because they have took that part, they have looked at themselves and they say this will never repeat again. So today they are controlling the medicines, they're
Hmm.
controlling everything in this world
Yes.
because
Yes.
they took that step. So maybe I would say these Palestinians,
Yeah.
um, whoever who is oppressed,
Yeah.
right now, maybe this is their path forward to
Right.
survive. And people
But
only
yeah.
rise when they
Mm-hmm.
are oppressed.
What if the ones who are oppressed, they don't come to a realization that they should rise and they remain stagnant? So would change happen then if they don't realize?
The cycle repeats.
Mm. Okay, okay. I'm sorry, but I got a bit too deep into this, got a bit
Okay.
philosophical. Yeah. Wow. So I like the kind of light that you actually shine onto this, and how people, when it comes to astrology, many people would say that, okay, you read my chart, this is my chart, this is something wrong with it. Tell me ways to correct it. But maybe like what you're saying, it is in this birth that they have to go through this struggle, and it depends on how you're gonna, whether it's gonna make it or break you. It depends on how you're gonna come up from that, and how the grit that you are. And also there's this saying in Tamil that says Vidi Madiyal Vella Mudiyam. So it means don't. just depend on fate. If you have will to overcome it, then your fate might change. Do you think that with people with this such mindset will be able to overcome it? Or do you think whatever is fated, it's fated? They are fated to go through the struggle.
Actually, in astrology, right, there are some things which are fixed, like your family, your siblings,
Okay.
certain circumstances, like for example, if your dad is from the Ivy League university, very high
Mm.
chances of you going into Ivy League.
Mm.
So yeah, to a certain degree, you have a lot of things are as per is. Even the spouse that you marry, it's
Mm.
also fixed, or the number of times you marry, depending. Yeah, some of it is
Okay.
also fixed.
All right.
Um, but there are a lot of things which can be changed with hard work.
Yeah.
A lot of things can be changed with perspectives.
Mm.
Like if you have a cheating husband,
Mm.
maybe down the line, you can use that to empower other women.
Mm.
A
Right.
lot of things, right, are actually about perspective. So that's why they say when you change your perspective, things life becomes better for you.
Yep. Very
Yeah.
true.
So if you have a difficult boss. Sometimes some people have difficult bosses in every job, and they're actually very hardworking, very dedicated. Yeah. So it is the day you change your perspective and start
Mm.
understanding how things work, you know,
Mm. Mm.
or maybe you were always meant to work on your own, or maybe you were always meant to run your own business. You have just not understand your life path. So until
Huh.
you don't understand your life path, you'll keep repeating the same mistake and you keep encountering the same situation.
Right. Oh my God. But then, Reshmi, not many people would understand this. They would be stuck in the same cycle. They'd be like, oh my God, this is happening to me. And I have to go to this. They'll be dreading to go to job every day. And then, yeah. So when that shift of perspective, until they realize the history will repeat again and again. So when I think this depends on each individual, right? I think it depends on how aware they are or how tuned they are to these changes and whether they're seeing it differently for them to make change to how they do things, how they see things. And do you think by you educating, or maybe some of your friends know about this ability, so when you actually put this perspective to them, have you noticed a certain change in them?
Actually, Kavita, only those who are on the same wavelength as you will understand. So, like you, I always believe in talking to people in the language they understand.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
so it depends. Like I would say that I have a very malleable approach to things. I don't think so anyone is wrong, anyone is right. People are
Okay.
generally black and white. We're shades of gray, 50 shades of gray or more. Okay. um so, but some people have a fixed mindset about things.
Right. Right.
I don't challenge that because they're
Hmm.
not wrong. Some people need that fixed mindset to get through life, or life makes
Hmm.
more sense in that way
Hmm.
for them. But
Hmm.
for me, I like the malleable mindset. Like things can change tomorrow, or to me, nothing in this world makes sense. Actually,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
there's no truth. Like I told you, there's no
Yeah.
truth in this world. Every truth is a mere creation of
Yeah.
people who see. Even like people will say the sun rises in the
Yeah.
east and sets in the west, right?
It's
even
West.
even
Yeah.
the west is humans creation. Like
Yeah.
created north, south, east, west. Yeah,
Yeah.
so nothing actually, there's no truth in it. Even gender also, if you see, right, a lot of
Hmm.
guys nowadays, they have got more femininity than women themselves.
Yeah.
So a lot of things in this world are spectrum, but for
Spectrum.
human
Hmm.
beings to understand things, they actually have to label, they have to put label
Put
on
a
things.
label. Yeah. Okay. Correct. I think, let's say, right, there are too many spectrum out there.
Mm,
If it's just outside there, if it's, let's say, it's available as too many spectrum, I think the because when human to really achieve that high intellectuality, I think they wouldn't be able to comprehend. I think they would go crazy. So that's why we had to put the label to actually categorize things and not really see things beyond that. So do you think by having these thoughts that humans are caging themselves?
yeah, they have changed themselves with their own beliefs, their own
Mm.
propagandas. Uh, They have changed that with their own marketing.
Mm.
So, like you say, I'm a dietitian, and if you see, people will say like cereals are actually quite healthy, but in reality have a lot of sugars, and not depending on our gut bacteria, right? Some
Yeah.
people should eat certain foods, and some people should not.
Should not. Yes, 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 yes. True, true, true. And yes, I think it's also because when it comes to like touching on diet topic, what works for one person doesn't work for another. So it's not like one rule applies for all. There's no like a blanket rule for everyone. So you should be trying yourself what works for you and what does not work for you. And I think the moment that people gonna spend time and understand themselves better, things would be different, and maybe that would also help them to lead life differently, to see life in a different perspective, like what you're saying. So, how else and what else have you discovered through this journey of learning about Vedic astrology? Tell me more about it.
I think it's like it's a discovery every day. There is
Mhm.
I can't say that, I never found anything today because you find new ways of reading, new understanding about things.
Yeah.
Um, like job, like you see what's the best job for someone, whether they should do office work or they should do their own business.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I personally would say I like to sell things.
Okay.
I enjoy doing that.
Hmm.
So I do this business of
Yeah.
like, okay, so what happens is a lot of brands, I do a lot of influencer marketing to certain people.
Okay.
So like
Okay.
brands will send me their products, I review it, and they don't pay that well, Kavita. They pay
Mm.
like 50 ringgit, 100 ringgit. On a good day,
Peanuts.
like yesterday I did one roti canai ad and they paid
Okay.
me 150, and I was like, that's so good.
Okay.
know.
Okay.
But the reality is that this kind of influencer marketing, right? I know a lot of people who do a full-time job out of this,
Yeah. Yeah.
but there is no future in it.
Mm. Mm.
So, like I said, I like selling things. So what I do is that I don't do all these live posts and all that. I don't have time for that kind of things.
Okay.
But for example, right,
Mm.
some things that there's some things you have to buy.
Yes.
Try it, review it, and
Review.
then
Yeah.
after that, they will pay you for your review, for your video, right? Then the
Yeah.
things that I don't use, I sell it at a lower price because
Oh.
they pay
Okay.
me for the thing. Like just say I bought a packet of sugar,
Yeah.
allulose, is the
Yeah.
pure sugar. So I had to buy it for like 60 bucks. Of course, they
Yeah.
refund me the money, you
Hmm.
know, but I sell it maybe out there for like 30 bucks.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Because I always believe you should never abuse things. Like you get it, and if you don't use it, please either give it away or sell it.
Hmm. 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 Okay. All right.
So I tend to do that, like with like all this cosmetic kind of stuff. Let me know if you use any cosmetic products because I've got some friends who buy
Uh-huh.
like cosmetic stuff and
Uh-huh.
then they only use it like 1 or 2 times and
Yeah.
it doesn't suit their skin.
Yeah.
So I will usually sell it like for people, just say a particular brand like raw what do you call it? Posay, what? Posay or
Yeah. Yeah. La
something.
Roche-Posay
La
something. Yeah.
Roche-Posay, right? So for example, people use it only 1 to 2 times and it doesn't
Mm.
suit their skin. So they will tell me like,
Yes.
hey, could you help like sell it off to somebody who wants to use it?
Yeah.
Like, maybe you want to try the brand, but you find it too
Yeah.
expensive. So I will
Yeah.
sell it off at 50% and I take a commission and I give them the rest.
Okay. Wow. That is some level of skills, Reshma. You have this. Not
So I
everyone would have that
enjoy
level. Sorry?
I seriously enjoy selling things. Really. Like
Huh.
I think down the road somewhere in my life, right, I will start selling things. I think, but I don't know what I will sell. Not MLM business for sure, but
Okay.
something which people will enjoy. Because like I say, human beings, right, they
Hmm.
like things which benefits them, but also at
Mm.
cheap price.
Yes.
Why
That's very
aunties
true.
always buy Tupperwares, even though they have a lot of Tupperwares at home, but when there is a sale, aunties all rush to buy Tupperwares.
Very true. They have this holder and they don't know that they are holders until
Yeah,
that. Those Tupperwares, there'll be days that they will never touch it at all. They will never use it. But every time they go, they're like, this is a good Tupperware. I must get it. It become
correct.
a habit. They must buy it.
That's how
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel.
Correct, correct. And also, like when you say that every day you discover something when it comes to Vedic astrology, and you are also learning and opening yourself to a whole new world, is a different possibilities of a different way of you reading things. Do you also see that the perspective that you have formed all this life is also changing based on
Yes,
what you are learning?
yes.
Tell me about that process. How did it work for you?
The more you learn, right, the more you realize that like all of us come with a life path. And then when
Okay.
you don't meet that life path,
Okay.
uh, it will be eliminated from your life.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right, right.
So,
Okay.
like the guy I was telling you, he married that Mangalik girl, right? If I were to
Yes.
look at his chart, I would say I already knew that he had to marry somebody who was a bit more spiritual and religious, but he
Right.
married an atheist. So,
Okay.
he went against his own life path.
Right. Understand.
So that's why we Indians always check astrology before doing anything to see
Mm.
whether it meets our life path or not.
Okay. So how do they do that? Based on the birth date of birth?
Yes, date of birth, time, and location.
Hmm. So let's say these couples, they are just into each other, they love each other so much, and then let's say this astrology, all these readings, it says that they would not live a happy marital life, and this couple are going to go against and still want to marry in the name of love. Do you think that that would last, or whatever problem that's about to surface, because they have been warned before that it's not going to work out? So let's say if they still marry beyond all these challenges, do you think that they'll be able to build a life stable despite knowing all this? Only, or will they only be able to overcome these challenges if they have a really good, I would say, they have an open mind to it and they really open to face all these challenges together and solve it together? Would they able to overcome, or would they really live a very bad marital life?
I would say when you have the awareness, right, it's a gift itself that you already
Mm,
know this is going to happen. There's a
yeah.
potential that it will happen. So what you can do, right, is actually work around it.
Mm,
Like for example, if somebody tells you you all will have different ideologies, you will not get along with your in-laws, so you have that mindset already. And what you can do is to actually accept, because I think a lot of people, right, in life
mm.
they have difficulty in accepting situations.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they want to change circumstances, they'll be like, why my sister has a good marriage and I don't have a good
Compare.
marriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the whole idea is about accepting things.
Hmm. Wow. So when you accept it, and they should also should have like a level of awareness for them to live through it as well. What are the
Problem is,
qualities?
I'll tell you this, Kavita. The
Yeah.
problem is not many people have awareness about what how the way they react, about the way they are, about the
Mm.
way they think. They don't. Many of us think we are saints, but actually we are devils.
Very true. 100%. We are devils. Yeah. And I think not many people would want to admit that. They always often want to put this angelic mask to everybody, but deep inside they don't want to recognize the kind of devils or monsters that they have inside. If they don't acknowledge that, then it's difficult for you to become a better person out of it, and you don't admit it because you always hide. How long do you want to have this mask on? Because I've also seen certain people, when they go outside, they mingle with their friends, and people out there very happy. The moment they come home, they come with a very grumpy and a very the other side is shown to their own family members. I've seen people like that. So why are you playing? It's like a reverse role. Aren't you supposed to be more loving towards the family, the home that you come home to every day? Shouldn't they should be feeling safe? But you instead choose to show the happy, jolly side to those people who are temporary, but not to those people who will be there for almost for the rest of your life. Yeah. Hmm. So
Understand?
true. Yeah. And also to the rest of you who are listening, I would say Rashmi has also guessed um, the zodiac in this Indian astrology, she gets it right. Yeah, just by seeing my face. So we're having a video call, so the rest of you will be listening audio. So I would say that is spot on. She definitely has this ability and this gift that is great, and it's also I always wonder. So those people who can do this astrology reading, do you also wonder about your own self, or do you use this ability to improve your life?
I I don't wonder about myself because, like I said,
Okay.
the more I learn about astrology, I feel like nothing makes sense. Like you are an observer in this world, you are a spectator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I would say that when you learn astrology, right, you learn, right, that people are the way they are. That means like
Right.
everyone is living according to their life path. You
Okay.
know, like for example, if a person is hot tempered, it is not
Yeah.
that they don't want to be hot tempered, it is that is the way they are born. You know,
Right. Right.
it is not giving excuses for like how the way people behave. Some people will have abusive husband and say, oh, pity him and all that. But really, some people are just the way they are. And
Right.
I've met so many people, right, who
Hmm.
like they say, I've really tried, but I just cannot change. I cannot let go of my this bad habit. There's some people who are like super hot tempered and they've tried everything. They go for therapy, but it just cannot come off.
Right.
But I would say this much also that many people who try do see some improvement because most people want 100% improvement. That's
Hmm.
like langit dengan bumi lah. But if you see like a 20-30% improvement,
Yeah.
the way you react, I think
Yeah.
that's actually an achievement.
Hmm. Yeah, actually, you start slowly and you take an initiative to overcome it because you already notice because this let's say this negative impact or to how the planets were aligned when they were born, and it's also negatively affecting them. So if they notice this, oh, so these are the bad qualities that I have, and if they acknowledge that and they work towards improvement, they actually will work in favor for them, like what you're saying, Reshmi. And have you seen the kind of people who have been extremely stubborn all their life, and they always complain about things, and yet they don't make any difference. They don't make any change. So, what would be your kind words to this kind of people?
Actually, I do see this kind of people a lot. I see a lot of people who are living on surface levels. These
Mm.
people really suffer. I mean, it's like they don't go into the depth of things. So,
Yeah.
like, they're human beings, right, on a general can pick up energy. So, when
Mm.
you meet someone, right,
Mm.
I can feel whether you are there or not, like
Oh, yeah.
whether you are present or
Fully
not. So,
present.
some
Yeah.
people, they are like, they just say, oh, hi, how are you? And they want something out of you, and then they go.
Yeah.
And actually, we all pick it up you know,
Mm.
whether we acknowledge it or we don't acknowledge it, but we pick the thing up. And for
Mm.
those who are stubborn, right, usually
Yeah.
for some apparent reason, I just cannot uh, click with them. It will just hit me like, okay, this person has got these issues. So we just get the things done. I will tell them what I need to do in a few words and then
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah. 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 Do you also unknowingly, because when you actually have this ability, because sometimes people with gifts, they have this ability to generate their own energy, and at the same time your energy will get drained as well. Have you experienced the situation where your energy get drained around this people that you shouldn't be around with, or people there, some people they are takers. When they are takers, they also like to absorb other people's energy. So how do you deal with this kind of situations?
I actually meditate
Mm.
to a certain degree. So I will go within myself when I need
Mm.
to. And then when I see somebody I don't like, I will justify. I'll be like, no, it's okay, Reshmi. It's just a one-off thing. Nobody means bad. I'll talk to myself. But when I meet too many people, like recently I
Yeah.
went to an open house, I think it was 2 days back.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I work with these people a lot. There are
Okay.
so many different people I met. The moment I walked into the open house, everyone was like, "Oh, Reshmi, hi, hi, hi," and I couldn't even eat lunch, like because I had to meet every time I wanted to take food, somebody comes
I
and like
come and
eat,
talk. Yeah.
and then when I want to sit and eat, another person comes.
Mm.
So it's like, and at the end of the day, at like the event ended at 3. I only left at 4 because I was talking to a few of them.
Yeah.
I was exhausted when I came back home. I had a headache. And I was like,
Right.
okay, I've given too much. Not that people affect me, but
Yeah.
I try to make it a point that when I meet anyone, I give them like my time, my heart, and my energy.
Mm. Because you're genuine yourself, Reshmi. Even when I've seen you talking to you, you are very genuine. So you are not because I think you're not someone who like to do things half-hearted. You
Yeah,
like to do it truthfully. So that's why when you're like mixing with people and people, I think people also sense it. Talking to you makes them feel good. So that's why they approach you. They want to talk to you. And it's a good thing that you've mentioned that you also do meditation because that's where when you are giving out energy outward, it's also important how you're protecting the energy inward as well, isn't it?
yeah.
Hmm. Wow, that is lovely. And how has your mom or your parents have been there for you throughout this journey? Or they just like, oh, it's okay, my daughter has this ability. That's about it.
My parents are quite cool.
Okay.
My mom is actually very cool. My dad's like, he's like, I don't know what you're doing, but whatever lah.
All right. Like how most dads are. Some dads will get really involved. They're really into it, but most of them they'll be like, it's okay as long she's not in trouble, then I'm cool with it.
Because what we're doing is like, I'm a Hindu, so what I'm doing is not
Yeah.
haram. So
Yes, yes.
yeah, right? It's just a
Yeah.
part of in the Vedas, astrology is something you need to learn when you are like as we learned I mean olden days lah. Nowadays we don't
Mm,
learn, but olden
mm,
days in the Gurukuls,
yeah.
one aspect of the Vedas is actually astrology. So
Mm,
you need to learn it to determine like what is the best time to build your house, what's the
correct.
best time to get married,
Correct.
tanam padi and all that. Yeah.
Correct, correct. That's very true. And also because sometimes now we have like all this time and within this 24 hours. But in those years, we just depends on the sun and the moon only, the rising of the sun and the moon. And that's how we should be tuning our body to that, right?
Yes.
And also, have you made when you make this discovery, did you change your lifestyle to adapt to it?
No, I still sleep late every day. I sleep late because I'm studying astrology. Yeah, because at
Right,
night
right.
is actually Rahu Kal. So
Right. That's the
so
times
somehow
your
I only
intellect.
only can start studying at 10. So some very
Huh.
reason I can only start studying at 10 to 12. Beyond
Right.
that timing, right, it'll be very half-hearted for me.
So this is the time that it's really picking your mind. All right, Reshmi, you gotta read this, and this will definitely get absorbed really easily. Wow, Reshmi. Do you have anything to be shared to people out there who maybe those who believe this, there are also people who don't believe this as well, and for those who have been finding for answers, whether they are have faith in religion or not, whether they have faith in fate or not. So do you have any words to share with this kind of people?
Religion is actually a set of beliefs.
Mm.
In my view, nanti if other people get
Yeah,
offended.
this is
But
Reshmi view. People don't get offended,
yeah.
please.
So religion actually is man-made. There is no it's a set of beliefs,
Yeah.
okay, for where a group of people follow, and
Mm-hmm.
it eventually gets booked, okay, gets
Mm.
into a book, or
Mm.
it gets into a code or something like that, which people start following.
Mm.
Okay, and on that name, on trying, and it's a bit of an ego as well.
Mm.
Okay, religion is a way of a group of people trying
Yeah.
to have an identity.
Yeah.
So that is religion. If you actually go back to a long time back, religion did
Yeah.
not exist. You know,
Yes.
of
Yes.
course, people used to pray to the sun, to the moon, to the land, and all that.
Yeah.
In certain Hindu, in our Hindu, what they call it, homam,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
They tend to still worship that. You know, the
Yeah.
sun, the moon, the
The
earth, and
elements.
all that. Yeah, the
Correct.
elements. So
Mm.
that was what people used to pray because
Mm.
their God was the sun that gives them food. You know, the water that gives them sustenance. So that is
Yes.
their God. So
Correct.
God has been very humanized because humans need to relate to something or someone over
True.
time. Yeah.
True.
For astrology, right? I know a lot of people who don't believe. Like people sometimes will tell me of like, what's your problem? Why are you learning this kind of things? They don't make sense. But to me,
Right.
right, if you have never learned something, you should not have an opinion on it. If you've never studied it, you actually cannot have an opinion on
Opinion.
it. You know, because opinions are supposed to be from experience.
Yes.
Yeah. So you say like I've never studied economy.
Mm.
All the things that I've read are just basically what people put out, you
Yep.
know. So I should not be actually actively shouting out my thoughts there because I don't have that opinion about. I don't have that and knowledge about things. Of course, I can
Mm.
leave a comment if somebody brings up something, and I'll say, oh, from my experience, no, the prices of food have not gone up, this
Yeah.
and that. But that's
Yeah.
my personal opinion. It does not represent a nation's opinion.
Mm.
And I
Mm.
also think people are very emotional when it comes to another person's opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we should cut down on the emotions. Like a lot
Mm.
of things in this world are actually quite factual
Yep.
if you can research things properly. Like,
Correct.
for example, the Iran war and the Iran and American war. So a lot
Mm.
of Malaysians will take the side of Iran, you know.
Yes.
So maybe they should also try to understand the side of America. Because
Mm. Mm.
actually, the Iran and America war is where America is trying to strengthen their petrodollar.
Correct.
And Iran
Correct.
is saying, no, I don't want to,
Yeah.
I don't want to conform to you. So it's like
Yes.
when we understand two perspectives, we can see what they are doing. And like I said,
Yeah.
there's no right or wrong in this world. There are just
Correct.
50 shades of gray. So in these
Yes.
two wars, both of them are actually trying to put up their facts like both of them are right.
Yep. Yep. Precisely. Precisely, Reshmi. You spot on. Spot on that point. And yes, I think the reason why many Malaysians would want to support Iran one is because of the faith, right?
Yes.
So that's why they want to support that. But then again, just because it's not always just faith, and when many people try to see will or make meaning just on the basis of faith, they should understand that the rest part of their life will be totally blinded. You would be, it's like a blind leading another blind. So how are you going to come out and really truly understand what is out there? And I also like the part where you fill up this Google form and you want to participate in this podcast. So I asked, complete the sentence, being human means, and you have said, being human means is a projection of your perception. There is no truth in this world. All truths are variable. You do not exist, nor do space and time. Wow,
Yep.
look at that. That is some very heavy philosophical thought, Rashmi. Wow, look at you. Look at you. I like how you have been exploring things and you also done this studying of this Vedic astrology on your own. That is definitely commendable, Rashmi. Not everybody would have the patience to really understand this, to study this, and to really learn about what is this ancient science is all about, why people has been dependent on it for the longest of time, and how this has been affecting it. Is it really impacting us? And you have done the research and study, and yes, you're more than right to give an opinion about it. And I totally agree the point when you say when someone do not have enough knowledge, and you shouldn't be coming out and giving opinions just merely based on your emotion or just want to be a keyboard warrior on a social media. That is so true. That is so true. Anything else you want to add to the session, Rashmi, before we wrap it up?
Nothing else. That's all for now.
I knew that this is going to be a fun episode, and yes, and you made it fun, and I like that we lightly touched on certain topic, and we still somewhat in depth and still talked about it. I hope the rest of the listeners who have listened have enjoyed this episode and also this session. And also to the rest of you, you also should understand that it's not everything based on what you have been taught since you were young. It's also your responsibility as you grow that you also should learn and form your own set of beliefs as well, and question everything, and don't just simply take in everything that was told to you, that was given to you. If not, then how else are you going to form this perception? And also always keep an open mind for you to really welcome and see things, and rather than just following the rest of the mass society, or getting peer pressured, or getting society pressured for you to form a particular opinion that is not even yours. And yeah, Rashmi, this is a fun session. We talked about you entering contests, and then also this astrology. It's a fun one. It's a fun one. And life is more to what we are perceiving and how we are having the awareness to overcome it and to live life as it is. Are you happy with your life, Rashmi?
Yes, sir. It
Mm.
turned out better than I expected. You know, there were things that I planned that I was
Yeah.
supposed to achieve at certain age, but it
Yeah.
did, and I
Uh-huh.
think it was for the best.
Hmm. Everything happens for a reason, and somewhat time would answer, and we would understand why it happened this and did not happen then, right?
Actually, there is a reason for everything. I know I have
Yeah.
she's 35, I think, and she's
Uh-huh.
not married yet, you know.
All
So
right.
yesterday I told her, I say it was in the best of your interest that you did not marry young because she's super emotional, you know.
Hmm.
And I told her this, I said, if you had married in your 20s, I think you
Yeah.
would have left your marital home and came back to your parents because you were very emotional. Maybe
Correct.
now in your 30s, if you ever get married, there will be more maturity. And the man
Yeah.
himself will be older to be able to accommodate all these different antiques that you have.
Yes, yes. Wow, that's very wise of you for giving that thought. That is great. All right, Rashmi. So that's all we have for today. So thank you so much for being wonderful, you, and for being unapologetically you. Thank you so much for this session. And I hope the rest of them also enjoy this. That's all, everybody. So this is Society Scoop. Do tune in to the next episode for us to talk more interesting stories from people just like you and me.